And hello and welcome back to Fate's Hollow Ataraxia. Last time, we regretted everything, as I'm about to now.
Emiya-kun da.
Hi. How much of this am I gonna regret?
おや、エミヤではないか。
Mm-hmm.
エミヤ。
Nice to see you too. Running into you guys doesn't mean any sort of potential scarring of my psyche. What a wide variety of greetings. And progressively less enthusiasm with each one.
三枝さんに氷室さんに牧寺。
I like how it's just like, hey, Saiki-san, yeah, Himuro-san, yeah, Makidera.
私だけ呼び捨て。
Well, it wasn't intentional. It's just that Makidera-san somehow sounds wrong.
むむ。じゃあ、マキちゃんと呼ぼうか。
君悪すぎ。私をその名で呼んでいいのはユキッチだけだ。
Maki-chan it is.
そうかな。可愛くていいと思うんだけど。
Maki-chan it is.
残念ながら君が言うのは似合わないな。牧寺は呼び捨てで我慢したまえ。
Thus, Judge Himuro states her final verdict.
そう、なぜか私には敵ばかり。これもできる女の宿命か。
Sure.
しかしエミヤ、あんたこんなところで何をしている？
What does she mean? What am I...
なぜ俺がここに？
I don't know! Okay, yeah, we're in this place.
それはこちらのセリフでもある。
So you would say, but I'm also very confused.
もしかしてエミヤくんもこういうの好きなの？
Define these and enjoy. Stuffed animals? Sakusa points to the particularly stuffed toy. I never wondered about it myself, actually. You mean you never thought about whether you enjoyed them or not? As I look around, Makidera talks as if she holds my very existence in contempt.
もしかしてこいつ密かに一人で遠坂へのプレゼントを選んでいるとか？
Yeah, I think I get you now, to some extent.
あ、遠坂さんってこういうの好きなんだ。
Probably? I'm trying to remember if there's ever an example of her being fond of stuffed toys in particular, but I'm not thinking of any.
いや、エミヤは違うという顔をしているな。
Yeah, I'm sure Tasaka would prefer jewelry instead. Her needs and hobbies are directly related. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Just using gems for her magic, yeah.
いや、遠坂じゃないんだが、こういうのが好きなのが知り合いにいるんだよ。
そうなんだ。一緒にここに選びに来たりしてるの？エミヤ。
I nod, thinking back to the one time I did in the past. So then goes Makidera in an overtly exaggerated tone.
ああ、見かけによらず豆だな、あんた。
I am? What?
甘い巻きの字。そういうところが彼の陰徳であり、思わぬチャームポイントでもある。奥様受けする魅力だな。
The potential mother-in-law. I'm trying to think of all the options. It's like Saber, Tasaka, Sakura. It's like, yeah, two of them would have the same not around mother, and the other one, you know, isn't even from this time, so.
そうだよ。エミヤ君は優しい人なんだよね。
Debatable. How did we get here again? And so the fact that I'm in a stuffed toy shop dawns upon me once more.
ゆきっち、今日は何かいいものあった？うん。ちょっと可愛いのはあったけど、また今度にしよっかな。そうか。なら次に行こうではないか。
Is this entire shop supposed to be stuffed toys? I didn't think it was the entire shop is stuffed toys. I never got that impression before because I guess there's like Build-A-Bear Workshop or something like that, but an entire store dedicated to that seems non-viable. And the three ladies start walking. Great, now I can escape. With that, I flee from the store. From now on, let's try not to wander around like that. Was that everything? Nope.
今月の陸馬が出てたか。国際陸上とバランスボールトレか。
ちゃんとチェックしてるんだな、牧寺も。
そりゃもうアスリートとして当然。
Did we run into each other again, or...?
なんでエミヤが
Hi. I meet Makidera once again inside the bookstore. I wonder if we are just taking the same path, apostrophe there, or if we just decide to stop by the same place in the day. Oddly enough, the two of us are now standing side by side in the same magazine section.
日村と三枝もまだ一緒か？
ユキッチはあっち。
Yep, there's Sagusa standing over there reading some hefty manga volume. Looks like she's only skimming through it, though.
ヒムロはあれ。まあ何読んでんのかね、あいつ。また心理学か何かかね。
How to manipulate your friends 101. No, sorry, that's presumptive. That's presumptuous of me. How to manipulate your friends 401. Himuro was rummaging through the new releases section.
そういうエミヤは何を探しに来ているんだよ。ああ、弓道書か？
いや、DIY 関係と料理雑誌とか。
やっぱり生活習がにじみ出てるな、あんたは。
Yeah, he does seem like the type that lives his entire life just working on projects and stuff like that rather than, looking for actual ways to, like watching movies, or I guess he does have a TV technically. But yeah, he seems like the type that is solely focused on that sort of stuff. Give me a break. I used to read some specialized magazines in the past, just like she's doing now, but ended up never subscribing to any of them.
エミヤ、こっち来るな。気が散る。
ひどい言われ方だな。とにかくお前の本探しを邪魔する気はないよ。
奇遇は重なるものだな。エミヤがまた牧寺と出会うとは。
Oh, no, talking about the stuffed toy store being unrealistic. I know this is like when stuff like this might have been more viable because not the internet. But still, a bookstore. Man, that brings it back, doesn't it? Those still being a thing. Himuro notices me right as I'm about to leave. And now that it would look odd if I just ran out, I wait for Saigusa to come over too.
あれ、またエミヤ君と一緒だ。どうもこいつは私たち3人のうち誰かに気があるらしいな。
Where do you get that impression?
牧野寺、その論法だと第一の候補者は君だぞ。
Himuro whips pointedly. A joke of the colossal kind.
マキちゃんってエミヤ君が好きなの？
What? Wait, wouldn't it be the other way around based on what?
逆だ。そんな面白おかしい事態があるわけない。
だとしよう。それなら真っ先に声をかけた牧寺にエミヤが惚れているとなる。
No, don't assume that. I feel like it would be an insult to my willpower to claim that happened. Oh, this is fun. However, Saikusa's cheeks are already burning red. Her naive nature must have not caught on to the joke yet.
ない。マーベラスナッシング。見ろよ。エミヤもないって目で語ってんだろ。ビーム出るぐらい。
The Emiya beam. What?
だいたいさ、エミヤの好みって言ったらカネの方じゃないの？
かもしれないな。だとしたらエミヤ、なかなか君は女を見る目がある。
What is my type again?
そうなの？
Oh my god, they're just messing with her at this point.
私じゃないですよね。
I can't tell whether she's relieved or disturbed.
いや、まず書を陰と欲せば馬をいいよ。孤児に習えばエミヤの狙いはユキか君かもしれない。
私は馬エミヤ、お前ユキカを泣かせたら痛覚を持って生まれてきたことを後悔させるぞ。
As I remain silent, the three of them get more and more excited. I see. Well, these three do make for one well-balanced party.
しかしこれは単なる偶然であろう。見ろ、エミヤが泣きそうな顔をしている。
Do I? That's probably just how I normally look then.
だよね。
Wait, what? wait, you're agreeing?
まったく怖い思いをさせやがる。
You took the words right out of my mouth.
おお、やっぱり陸上中距離はこのフレームが主流だな。レンズはレーザーレッドかな。
サングラスのこと？
おお、やはりこのクラスの選手は多いものだな。もっとも私には不便なものだ。
Sunglasses in popular for track? Is this just like a fashion thing, or? The three have gathered around the magazine Makidera is holding, each one of them having something to say. I glance over and see a wide variety of runners' eyewear. Are they like goggles? Wouldn't you want to not be wearing glasses while running? That seems like it would be in the way.
そうだよね。カネちゃんメガネだもんね。
そうなると土入りか。あれ高いぜ。
Prescription sunglasses and sports ones at that. Must be even more expensive. I suppose, yeah, they have sports ones, but if you're going to, like, I guess, what does she do? Does she do sprinting? It feels like that sort of stuff you'd be better off just getting contacts at that point. Or not at all, unless your vision is really just that bad that you can't tell where you're going. You can't, like, just make out the shapes of the lines and whatnot during that sort of thing. I know there's more than sprinting to track and field, but I think that's the main thing that comes to mind, at the very least, for me. I would like to say that track and field has seen new technology come in, whereas archery has remained basically the same since olden times. But then, even bows have improved the usage of carbon fibers. Oh, I know that. Having played hockey growing up, carbon fiber sticks are fantastic. As I'm lost in thoughts like these, I use a happily.
これマキちゃん似合いそうだよね。
そうかな。ヒムロはどう思う？
微妙なところだな。エミヤはどうだ？
俺？
I don't know, I'd have to actually see them. Makidera sunglasses. I let my imagination run wild for a moment. I mean, if they're the sporty sunglasses that come to mind when I think of sporty sunglasses.
まんまアメコミの女悪役だな。
I was gonna say that actually probably would suit her. Her hairstyle definitely fits that sort of really sporty looking sort of look. Either way, perhaps it was just a little too accurate.
そうかな。それはかっこいいってことだよね。
I don't know.
エミヤの言いたいことはわかる。確かに目が隠れれば自然と人相は悪く見える。
なんでそこで黒ひょうみたいで俊敏かつ柔軟でかっこいいと素直に言えないのか。
Black Panthers don't wear sunglasses. So she just wanted a compliment. What's this? I thought she was only violent, but she also has a cute side too. Or does she?
まあ俺よりはマキデラの方が似合うだろう。
当たり前だっちゅうの。エミヤにしてみろ。私が悪人ならこいつは小悪党だ。
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
二人ともお揃いだったらどうかな。
No.
さしずめ 犯罪組織の女ボスと部下だな。
Still no henchman? And she is my boss?
あ、二人とも泣かせちゃった。
Yeah.
こんな上司持ちたくない。
こんな部下を持ちたくない。
同僚の方が良かったか。
それも嫌。
What a nice conversation. Honestly, out of all the characters in the game, what did they say? Red lens sunglasses? That would probably... I feel like that would fit... that would actually fit Makidera probably the best out of... no, sorry. Maki-chan. Oh, sorry. I'm forgetting the right name for her. Probably the most. I could sort of see sunglasses working on Tosaka, but also not nearly as well, and especially sporty ones. But yeah. Oh, she's just sort of wandering around now. Even at the school of all places. So I was told that the Shinji stuff is apparently good, and I should probably do it at some point. I probably will do it at some point. Okay. Okay, good. I'm not required to go do this at the very least. Whew. Wipe my, wipe some sweat from my brow. I'm not required to do the minigame again. It was weird. It wasn't horrible, but I don't think I'd want to do it again, basically. I'm thinking that this is either Berserker or it's go do the minigame. So I'm now curious. Right, let's go to the Forest Ruins. Now I have a horribly bad feeling about this, but I also feel that one phone counter awaits me.
まさか自爆しようとは。恐るべしブルマ。すごい女だ。
I know I just said I didn't really want to do it again, and I explicitly chose this thinking that there's a high probability it would be more of this. But this is something. This is something else.
ああ、夢破れて大があり。
Yeah, that does seem to be a theme with how problematic endings are. Like, all the bad endings, you could describe it that way. All the bad endings we never would want to happen. The dream's destroyed, and yet Tiger remains. Because, you know, Tiger Dojo, blah, blah, blah. And there she is. The destroyer of everything she touches has remained here, in this crosspoint between worlds.
さて、
Fantastic.
話は変わりますが、よくぞ参った若者よ。君もあれかな？俺より強いやつに会いに来たのかな？
そんな血生臭いのはごめんだけど。あんた、さっきの軍曹さん？
いいな。断じて我が名はクイズ鬼。このクイズ峠に住まう伝説のクイズ鬼よ。
Fantastic. Is this going to be a different minigame, maybe? This is becoming troubling in more ways than, well, one. Is this because of the jewel sword explosion that Tosaka caused? Something worse than radioactivity has been leaking into the iceberg forest, it seems.
はーい、そこ。あからさまに嫌そうな顔しない。ゴーにいればゴーに従え。ここに来た以上は私と遊んでくれなきゃ嫌です。
So how about I leave so I'm not in Rome anymore?
もちろんただとは言いません。全問正解のあなたには暮らしに優しい日用雑貨をプレゼント。
My God, it's gonna be quiz questions on things I don't remember, aren't they?
注ぐだけでご飯が美味しく炊ける洗濯機とか、入れるだけでお皿をきれいにしてくれる洗濯機とか、最新のゲームができる洗濯機とか、目白押しだよ。
A washing machine that can play the latest games. Well, that would certainly solve the PS5 shortage issues.
信じられね
As if I'd even want one.
素晴らしい脊髄反射。やはり私が見込んだだけはあるようね。
Well, I already have a PS5, so I'm good. I don't need a washing machine that can play the games.
よーし、こうなったら殺し合いよ。君が生き残るか、私が食い倒れるか。 お互いの運をかけるとしましょう。
That one. That one. That one. That one's definitely gonna happen regardless of the result. As if she's even listening.
はーい、そんなわけでクイズ道場開幕です。ジャンルは2つ。どちらを選んでも商品は変わりませんのでご安心を。
Okay, so I get to choose something. So I get to choose which one I'm better at.
さあ、好きな方を選んでね。
Oh, I'm gonna regret this.
いろいろめんどいんで選ぶのは任せます。
I'm going to regret this. But I figured I should at least try what... It sounded like that was supposed to be the hardest difficulty. Show me your best. That's the highest, I imagine. Then, weirdly enough, elementary, then moderate. It wasn't in order, it seems?
あ、本当？偉いぞ。目上の人を立てることを知ってるのね。お姉ちゃん嬉しいな。
Fantastic.
けど
Yeah, I'm gonna regret this.
敵に聞きクイズを預けるな。この未熟者め、そんなんでこのクイズ鬼を超えられると思ったか。
No?
お前のような軟弱者には最上級クイズを叩き込んでやる。ふふふ。全問正解の暁には私の素敵な壁紙ゲットだぜ。
And this is when I exit out of the game, right? I have no fucking clue. Fuck, I have a phone. I'm gonna look this shit up. If I had to take a guess right now. I would guess August. Why? It's sort of more based on my Western sensibilities. But... yeah. Hey, Siri, when did Fate Stay Night go on sale?
I found this on the web.
Bop, bop, bop. January 30th, 2004. Yay. I would guess August 30th specifically because it seems like that's more likely to be a significant sales period where you'd want to be able to get, because people would be buying stuff more because of the holiday season. That's also Western sensibilities in terms of that sort of stuff. November 28th always seemed late for that sort of time period, and January's after that, so yeah. But that might not be the case in Japan. I don't really know if there's a significant winter season holiday rush in the same capacity, but January 30th it is. Fuck you. I'm gonna cheat. You're not giving me a timer. I'm gonna cheat. Which one of the Saber's attributes is less than A? Master Tosaka... what? I don't know. Is less than A. What? What is that even asking? What's A? Strength? Are you saying that strength is A, so strength's not an answer? Oh, are you saying archer? Is A archer? Is that why you're saying Master Tosaka? That seems so fucking random. Is that what you're saying? Just say fucking archer. What the fuck? That's so weird. Less than A. Have to be agility if I'm interpreting that correctly. You just said A instead of archer. How much is Archer Sun's fishing gear? What? He has fishing gear? What? Fuck, no, yeah, I'm looking this up. Hey Siri, how much is Archer San's fishing gear worth altogether?
Here's what I found.
Yeah, I don't think that even got the San right. I think it interpreted it as science. Apparently it's 200,003. Okay, you know what? That actually... So, you know what? It makes sense that it's one of these two, just because they're less specific than just a really rounded out number. So apparently... plus tax. Apparently it's 203,000 rather than 200,300. I'd have no idea how I'd know that. I didn't even know he had fishing gear. I'm not even 100% sure which archer you're referring to. Probably the one you just tried to, like, not spoil previously for some reason, but immediately spoil here for I don't know. You didn't even spoil anything. You just said A. What is an archer wouldn't be a spoiler. What do you think was Makidare-san's ancestors' occupatio N? Got it. I don't know. What do I know about her? Also, wait, the question as it's phrased is asking me what I think, not what the right answer is. Wouldn't any of these technically be correct? Okay, so if I had to take a guess before going back to the Google search that I did, I mean, I guess rebels? They're all sort of, going against authority, though. So that same train of thought could apply to all of them. Bandits, maybe, because there's probably more running involved than pirates. Because it's like a land-based thing versus a sea-based thing. Okay, what is it? Pirates, apparently. I have no idea how I'd know that. Maybe it's something that I'd get through the events in the game. I don't know. The Holy Grail in the original Fate story is the... Oh, they mentioned it, like, at the beginning of the game, didn't they? And I remember thinking, like, that's a really high number. Someone in the comments mentioned that, that it's not the 700th one for this war, it's the 700th manifestation of the premise of a Holy Grail that the Church has tracked over the history throughout the entire world. Because there might be other Holy Grails in other places, and people doing similar stuff, yeah? That sort of thing. It's... yeah, so it would have to be one of these two. Again, the ones that are really conveniently rounded seem like they're red herrings. Out of these, I would be flipping a coin based on it, so looking at this, 27, 26. I don't remember. It's either that or I go look at a... Oh, I don't care. I cheated. I cheated so hard, and you have no way to figure out. Yeah, guys. Yeah. I'm really good at knowing stuff from the games, aren't I? Because that's what my reputation's for, I'm sure. I'm sure everyone watching the series I've done is like, oh, Echo, you know so much about the series and you never forget anything, especially, you know, the minuscule, sort of unimportant factoids.
それではその無駄な知識にご褒美をあげましょう。エミヤ邸にドリンクが補充された。
What?
それでお家の女の子たちのご機嫌を取りつつお楽しみになれこのエロガッパ。
You Aero Kappa, you. Is this actually going to unlock something along those lines?
それじゃまったねー。草木も眠る牛蜜時、さらなる難問が君を待つ。
I will cheat on that too. The quiz ogre vanishes, leaving some kind of weird item behind. This guy's already been dyed a deep red by now. Not even 10 minutes have actually elapsed, but what I experienced here was like some kind of half-hour battle to the death, condensed into a minute.
だが、あれが最後のクイズ鬼とは思えない。
The battle continues. Next time on... Oh, that's in the game. I heard the wind and was like, wait, is some shit happening outside of my headphones? Saving the momentary triumph, I head back towards the castle. Actually, Just how much longer are we going to have to put up with that person? Free action at night. Emiya resident sake can now be served. Oh my goodness, I actually unlocked something. I thought it was just going to be a freaking... Interesting. What will happen if I go back, at the very least? Well, I'm happy to receive Ili's kind invitation. I better be getting back to town. The Holy Grail War has restarted. I went out to the castle without telling anyone, and I bet they'll start worrying right about now.
いや、今日は帰るよ、イリア。また遊びに来るから、泊まるのはその時な。
And I will, too. I wonder how much that whole scene varies based on the decision I make after staying. Because there were 3 decisions.
今からじゃ帰るの大変なのに。
Oh, don't worry, I'm just gonna die.
シロ、こんな時までサクラたちのこと気にするんだから。
お嬢様、無理を言うものではありません。さあ、リーゼリット、エミヤ様がお帰りです。森まで送って差し上げなさい。
もったいないけど、シロ、帰る。
Well, that would be more opportunities in other, cycles. That takes care of that. No need to go, but that is it for today.
じゃあな、イリア。また今度は遊びに来る。
I wave to her as I say goodbye.
もういいわ、次こそ泊まっていってもらうんだから。シロ、絶対だよ。
感心しました、エミヤ様。あなたにも節度というものがあったのですね。
Liz shows me out of the lobby. I sort of want to go back and choose the other one just to spite her now. It will probably be dark out by the time I get back to the city. Well then, how should I spend this final night? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Yeah. Is there not a different ending? Maybe? Okay, I assume that had to have been the same one as I got during the last set of cycles, so... Oh well, it is what it is. So many damn day 1 options. I'll just go do the church for now. Whatever's here. Is there supposed to be a new person here? Oh, this one didn't seem to have it transform from being ruined to not. There are no signs of human presence in the chapel. The priest Godamine is deceased. Well, officially he's gone missing. A replacement had come, but he returned to his country some time ago. The church, as a result, was sealed off. Really, I thought based on the discussion with Sakura, that the person who was filling in for him temporarily was still here. The discussion made it sound as though she would be sad to see him leave because a new one was coming. I rest myself on the bench. Left in solitude like this, many piled up questions begin to resurface in my mind. There are several things I ought to think about. The first and foremost among them...
お兄さんが何を忘れているかってことですよね。
Hi, buddy. Okay, of course you're here. So says the blonde boy standing by the altar. And I think people went and explained why he did it. It is basically along the lines of what I was thinking, where he decided to do it. Like, fuck this. You're all childish bullshit. So I'm just going to be a kid too, so I can appropriately deal with this in the right mindset. Plus there's something else. It was a way to spend time, I think. I think that's what the person who made that comment. Sorry, I don't remember who made comments at this point. I read that like a couple weeks ago, I think, at this point. No, maybe like a week ago. I don't know. So says the blonde boy standing by the altar.
お前。
こんにちは。なんか難しい顔してたから助け舟を出しに来ました。
Oh, I have so much trouble all the time. He walks towards me slowly and gives me flashbacks of the figure of the former priest who once existed in this chapel. He would pinpoint my worries precisely and expose the truth I didn't want to know.
何かを忘れてるか。お前にはわかるのか？
わかります。きっとセイバーさんもさくらさんも不思議に思ってるはずです。どうしてお兄さんは怠けているのかなって。
Slacking off? Sure, I'm not aggressively trying to get to the bottom of the situation, but doesn't slacking off have more of a different nuance to it?
怠けてるって何をサボってるって言うんだ。
日課ですよ。お兄さんちっとも魔術を使ってないじゃないですか。この状況になってから一度でも土蔵で鍛錬をしましたか？
Okay. Is that the whole, like... Is that how I get past Archer? I need to actually start practicing magic in the storehouse again.
いや、それは単に。
I didn't know how. No, wait. No. I just didn't have the opportunity to practice, right? Now that someone has brought it up to me, it warrants only a... Oh, yeah, that's right.
それが重要なんです。修行マニアなお兄さんが機会がないから実践しないなんてこと自体がちょっとおかしい。
Interesting. Had I been practicing before all this started up?
そうか。
And just as the boy says, the very idea of Emiya failing to train himself is abnormal. So that was the real cause behind this uneasy feeling. The question is, why had I forgotten this fundamental habit? Okay. If there is an enemy, then was this feeling itself some kind of magic planted by the enemy?
魔術の鍛錬そのものを忘れていた。じゃあもしかして俺は強化を使えなくなっちまったのか。
そんなことはできません。お兄さんは自分の技能を失念していただけ、使っていなかっただけです。
Well, this is a weird turn for the story, I guess.
人間知っていることは大抵なんとかなるものですが、未知の事柄だけは踏み込めない。
あ
The gears start turning with a clang. I wonder if it's related to the whole, like, Tosaka sword thingamabom thing with the parallel worlds. Where it's like he knows these things, but, like, for some reason his current, like, active mind isn't remembering them. Along the lines of, like, you know, like, what's the best way to phrase it? You have many different interpretations of how your state of being could come to this point in time in this situation. And you're actively drawing the memories that don't contradict each other or something like that, which all the magic stuff contradicted each other a lot because he did different things in different routes significantly, and probably any other set of possibilities and routes that were done off screen even. The functions that had simply existed but not had been activated gradually begin to move.
そうだ。魔術回路は失われていない。その気になればいつでも応戦できる。
What I forgot was the way to fight. This is the wrought iron that no one else could copy, that no one else knew, possessed only by the magic user by the name of Emiya.
けど一度も使わずに実践なんて自殺行為ですからね。ちゃんと。
I guess that's all he had to say. The boy begins to leave the chapel, the same way the former priest would.
助言助かった。けどいいのか？確かあんまり出しゃばるなって言われてるんだろ。
あんまり良くないです。きっと怒られます。怒ると怖いんです。
She?
以前は嫌味でこっちを不機嫌にさせるんですけど、今はストレートに無視したりするんですよ。あれ割ときついです。ポルカミゼーリアです。
She?
あ？ポルカ？
You
なんだっ
say?
て？
Don't worry, Emiya, don't think about it. He's saying that we should have pork for dinner tonight.
スラングです。育ち悪いんですよね。
Who's she? Say what? Milani goes up the stairs with a gloomy expression.
まあ一つ前進したからいいけど。
Kodamine sure isn't a she. I hope. That basic thing that I forgot. I remembered the one weapon that Emiya. No, actually, I remembered the fact that he has a weapon. As soon as I have a spare moment, I'll have to restart that training. Okay, am I at a point where I can do projection? I'm guessing that's how I have to spend my nights now. Something along those lines. I step outside the storehouse. Having completed a bunch of tasks, I'm heading back to the house.
Oh.
A rider's outside. Just heading out, or so I thought. She looks suspicious. Rider? What is she doing? I immediately run upstairs and look out to the courtyard from the window. Oh no. She's keeping an eye on the house. Is she hiding from someone? Ryder acting that suspiciously is a rare sight. Is she going out shopping in secret or something? But Ryder going out in this state of alertness?
違う。狙いは外出じゃない。
If Ryder wants to sneak out, all she has to do is jump up to the roof. If she does that, no one other than Saber can catch her, or even notice her. So that means her goal isn't outside, it's inside the yard.
そうか。
What Ryder's interested in is... that something is where the bicycles are stored? That I know. Oh, is it related?
まったく、ライダーも。
Is it related to the bicycles? Did you break it again? I run downstairs towards the front gate.
おい、ライダー
And I call out. Just as I thought, Ryder's currently crouching down and examining bicycle number 1. My one beloved bike.
シロ外出ですか？
いや、土蔵の帰り。そういうライダーは買い物に行くならあっちに2号が置いてあるけど。
Bicycle number 2 is exclusively for shopping. A typical mamachari, complete with a basket installed in front. Mamachari. Ew. Number 1, on the other hand, is a race bike with flat handlebars.
これには訳がありまして、シロ。
ああ、聞こ
ええ、シロだけに教えます。
Is it now?
これはさくらにも話したことがないのですが、こう見えて、私は何より速い乗り物が好きなのです。
いや、知ってたけど。
Is that the so-called secret?
人の話は最後まで聞くものです。
Fantastic. Finish then, please.
シロの洞察力には感服しましたが、理由まで明らかではないでしょう。
Fantastic. Please finish the sentence in question. I'm perfectly aware of her reasons, but I remain silent. Ryder is right. I should let her finish first. Finish!
いいですか？
Do it!
確かに2号は積載量といい、メンテナンスフリーな点といい、気軽な外出や買い物には最適だと思います。しかし、このいくら踏んでも乗ったりとしか進まない乗り物は私の性に合わない。いえ、ことは私の趣向だけではありません。本気で漕げば壊れてしまうなど、乗り物としてどうかと。100のエネルギーには100の運動で応えるのが乗り物でしょうに。
I don't actually think bicycle number 1's going to solve that problem.
つまりですね、この2号はスピードばかりか、エネルギーの法則さえあやふやにしているのです。
You're wrong. I would sincerely imagine, as a person that doesn't ride bikes has not ridden bikes basically at all throughout my life, very, very little over the course of it. Wouldn't the bike likely just have gearing made so that the pedaling doesn't transfer 1-to-1 to the bicycle wheels nearly as much if you go faster or something along those lines? No, this is the law of physics. Driving something that was designed to go 20 kilometers an hour at 100 kilometers per hour is nothing short of suicidal.
しかし、この1号は生ぬるい2号とは違い、高速走行可能な駆動系を有しています。
So as a higher max velocity. Yeah, great.
これであれば、私の懸念も一気に解消するでしょう。 エネルギー運営も正しい形に収まるでしょう。
Wrong, because there would still be a limit on it. And I would quite imagine that your highest capacity is well beyond any bikes in this world. Now I have absolutely no idea what in the world Ryder's planning. I think she just wants to ride the bike.
どうですか、シロ。ここまで言えば私の願望は大まかにお分かりいただけたかと。
I'm sorry, but I don't. Not really. And since I don't, the answer is straightforward.
ダメ。
即答とは釣れないですね、シロ。
Of course. I cannot afford a rocket of this kind that will run wildly around the neighborhood to be born from our garage.
もしこのまま私を2号に乗せて低速ストレスで円形脱毛症にする気なのですか？
Interesting?
なるのか、そんなんで。そりゃ嫌だし、さくらに泣き疲れそうだが、やっぱりダメ。
I don't know what that is. One sec. Well, that's a weird one. I've never heard of that before. Basically, it sounds like it's stress-related hair loss. Don't worry, Ryder. I'm sure you have plenty of hair to lose. The birth of a crazy train isn't the only issue here. She uses this chance to increase her sphere of influence. The power balance at our house, already precarious at best, will start to slide even more. To put it bluntly, my position is diminishing.
シロ、あなたの1号を使わせてもらえないのなら、私は強硬手段に出るしかありません。
I could call Saber if you want to threaten me.
まさかライダー、力ずくで俺のビアンキを奪っていく気とか？
いいえ、それは最後の手段です。私はセイバーとは違いますから。
But last resort means that you're willing to resort to that. Suddenly, Ryder's view on Saber becomes very clear.
シロ、この世に優れた乗り物は1号だけではない。1号を貸し与えてくれないのならそれでいい。私は他のより高速な乗馬に目をつけるだけです。手始めに大河の原付を、そして藤村組の大型バイクを拝借しましょう。
Are you threatening me by saying that you'll go to any measures to get a faster mount? And even if they're going to be even more of a pain for me to deal with than you using number 1? She's venting her anger and is venting it on me. The big bike. Would that be Old Man Raiga's that I worked on? With my strength alone, I couldn't even lift that monstrosity if it were to fall.
それでもよろしいのですか、シロ。
いいも何も。ライダー、二輪の免許を持ってるのか？
She's not even a registered citizen, right? How would she get a license for that? I assume that would be required for at least like having freaking a license. You need to be able to prove that much. If she's going to charge around on the road, she needs to follow the traffic laws. No one can interfere if Ryder's on her Pegasus, but if she's riding a motorcycle, she has to follow human society's rules.
免許と運転技能は関係ありません。
ダメ。オートバイに乗りたかったらちゃんと教習所に行って免許を取ってくること。だいたいな、ライダーが警察のご厄介になったらうちは水没するぞ。さくらが大泣きして。
Yeah, that's her weakness. Use Sakura's, like, the repercussions on Sakura as my weapon. Sakura's influence is not to be underestimated. Oh, just... oh my goodness. If they ever do an anime of this, they definitely have to do, like, an entire chase scene. Of her on a bicycle and the cops just chasing after her. Oh my goodness. Even if it's just like a fantasy during this or something. That'd be fantastic. But then again, I can't see Ryder letting herself get caught by police either. Ryder looks visibly discouraged. Seems like she's finally given up. Number 1 is a no-go, but when I have time, I'll try to assemble a number 4 for her to use. something better than a mamachari.
シロ
Oh, is this the force option? Suddenly, there is a whispering voice beside my ear. Ryder walks up to my side, her icy hand stroking the back of my neck.
ではあなたたちの流儀で行きましょう。10日交換です。
I don't remember proposing that as an option.
もしシロが1号を使わせてくれれば、
Yeah.
私もあなたにお礼をします。
Is this count as like prostitution? Or is this just tempting me? Her fingers slide under my chin. With her lips almost nibbling my ear and an unimaginably sweet voice.
俺って。
シロの望むままです。私にシロのしたいことをどこがいいですか？私のシロ。
Her voice echoes like an incantation. What I desire from Ryder. What I want to do to Ryder. Anything. Did she use some kind of seduction spell? My body's burning up, but or maybe you just have a really quick. You have a quick draw penis. Let's call it that. My body's burning up, but the feel of Ryder's skin is as cold as groundwater. My heart starts spinning. The surroundings are muddled, and it feels like I'm about to say something unthinkable.
ライダー、それは。
なんでもいいのですよ。私。
Yes, ridiculous. She gently caresses my cheek. Facing her, there's no escape from the seductive eyes that are now piercing me. There's salvation. Huh? That's strange. Is Sakura staring at us?
と、これはもちろん冗談です、シロ。
With the Swiss Rider's hand slip away like a snake nonchalantly, as if nothing had happened. Yeah.
それでは私は出かけてきます。お二人ともごゆっくり。
あ、いや、さくら、今のは何でもないんだ。
先輩、先輩は何をしたいんですか？
She heard every word for word. Oh no.
待った、違う、すっごく違う。ライダー。
She sure can change gears fast. Ryder's pedaling like, the number 2, like she saw a ghost disappearing into Miyama in the blink of an eye. That's why she was so very secretive about it before.
ああ、もう、違うぞ。そんなさくらにしたいようなことは、ライダーには何も。
Uh-oh. Bad choice of words.
では、私とどんなこと？もう、先輩ったら。
そんなことはない。いや、あるのか。なんでもないって。ライダーが1号に乗りたいって。はい、
そうですよね。先輩にはもう2号さんが。
Oh. Is the joke that number 1 is his dick now? This is such a strange misunderstanding. I'll have to find Ryder later. You gotta explain things to Sakura. It's just after. Yeah. So I assume I have maybe a couple things open up. Okay, no, nothing with the alcohol, at the very least. Okay, that's fine. I didn't need to do anything related to that. My heart is beating fast. A clear sense of purpose is thickening. The blood throughout my body.
なるほど。意味もなく土蔵に来てたのは、そういうことだったんだ。
My body continued to plead, even as my mind was unaware. Go there. Take back your former self. Know your weapon. Without it, I can't fight alongside Saber. My body remembered that truth. Sitting in a full lotus position, I focus my nerves.
さて、あとは俺がうまく使えるかどうか。
How long have I not done this? Seeing as I can't recall even that, I might have problems just activating the circuits. I have no confidence in myself. With the intention of going all the way back to the basics, I'm buried deep in myself. So am I just going to do reinforcement and whatnot, or... But it seems that all my worries were pointless. Activating my circuits and attempting reinforcement magic succeeded without a hitch.
なんだ、気づいてしまえばどうってことないじゃないか。
Perfect. I vaguely remember Fate's Day Night, the whole thing being like he could do it in a pinch pretty reliably, but if he was just trying to do it willy-nilly, then he had a pretty bad success rate. Anticlimactic, but I suppose this is what it usually feels like to get out of a slump. Also, surprisingly, this was interesting in itself. This was the first time that it felt fun to train and use magic. I can finally go further. To think of the sniper that I shouldn't have seen yet. I finally remembered what my own weapon is. Now I'll polish this power for as long as time permits. Projection, okay. What's left is finding the target. In the wilderness where cicadas sing, there lies the enemy. So do I need to go to Archer now, or do I need to go to the forest and do something else? Because cicadas aren't a city thing at the very least. Station front. This feels like this area always goes to the damn stuffed toy store, but maybe not this time. It's come to be a late lunch. To calm my stomach's grumbling, I take my lunch and head for the park. The park on this clear autumn day seems to be almost as crowded as it would be on a weekend. The benches are pretty much all taken. Looking for a place to sit down, I walk along the riverside. From the mouth of the river, I can smell the salty fragrance of the autumn breeze. No wonder it's starting to feel cold. But thanks to the deep blue sky and bright sunshine, even these are forgotten before long. The weather's truly refreshing today. On the other side of the row of swaying gradient golden ginkgo trees, the voices of children cheering and the sound of a ball being bounced around reach me. Soccer. Game of soccer, huh? And this has to do with Saber, right? Yep, did that, together with Shinji. It was a snowy day, very unusual. Back then, Shinji lost one of his shoes. Well, whatever. It's a bit... having found a nice grassy spot near the playground, I sit down cross-legged. Wouldn't be long before I'll be able to see the outline of my stomach. It's not gonna look like it. It's gotta look like a deflated soccer ball already. This has been sort of awkward in terms of the writing. Wasting no time, I take out my 2-tier container and dig in wholeheartedly. As soon as my consciousness comes back, I look up, still munching. Out on the field, 4 versus 4. 8 kids are struggling with the ball. Munching on my soy sauce boiled burdock, I keep watching the game. What I thought was mere child's play is actually looking pretty good. Looks like the attack and defense are well aware of their roles. Despite having an unusual number of players, this just isn't a kid's game. It's more of a mini-match. Having watched for a while, I noticed that the 2 kids on the inside are clearly different. Their pass is quite nice looking. Seems like they're going easy on the rest. Must be the local soccer club members or something. Thinking that, I see one energetic guy just vigorously kicking the ball forward. Falling victim to feints in an amusing way, he keeps pitching forward. Seeing that pitiful but persistent little figure, I suddenly get an urge to help him out. And it wasn't just me who felt that way. From the opposite end of the field, a jeans-clad figure is cheering in his support. And not in the usual cheerleading way, but rather expressing her own joy and sorrow, relaying it as the match progresses. These kids seem to notice it too, feeling awkward whenever they hear her voice. Oh. Definitely not Japanese. The hair is a pretty golden color. A white, slender, girl-like figure. And I definitely remember seeing the huge lunchbox at her feet before. Wait, now that I look at it, aren't those my shirt and jeans? I was about to say. One energetic guy just vigorously kicking the ball forward, falling victim to feint in an amusing way. He keeps pitching forward. Huh. I assume this is... I assume this is Saber?
ああ惜しい。そこへ切り込むのです。
Saber. Yeah, no mistake. That blue ribbon, definitely Saber. Actually, now that the weather is nice, she did say that she is going out sometime during the day.
そうです。素晴らしい。賞賛に値します。
But the moment I stand up, about to wave to Saber, who's completely immersed in the game, one of the kids stops the match and turns towards her. The other kids start gathering as well.
おや、おしまいですか。
女かよ。どうでもいいけど。姉ちゃん、うるせえ。
As the kids come closer, Saber looks around herself nervously.
姉ちゃんとは私のことですね。
他にいねえし。見てんのらさ、別に構わねえけど、ちょっと黙っててくれよ。そうだよ。調子狂いまくり。
Several kids voice their agreement. If you can't play a game without someone with... Like, this is the sort of game people play in front of, like, tens of thousands of people at a time. I think you're fine with one person yelling out random shit.
とんだ部長報をいたしました。テレビではいつも大掛かりな応援を目にするものですから、少しでもそれらしくっと。得点が入った時など、こう集団で波を作り出したり、それはもう壮観な。
You know what? Yeah, I could imagine her being very entranced by modern sporting events. It is an interesting thing that's developed in society for what those are. And I wonder how people of the past would see that sort of thing. Because they're basically the equivalent of, like, I'd say from her time, probably like nightly jousting or other sort of competitions that were distinctly developed for that sort of like high-end, sort of high-skill military aspect of it. It's the modern equivalent of that sort of thing. Bending then straightening her knees, Saber meets the kids' unimpressed stares.
失礼いたしました。今後は静かに観戦します。
She bows her head deeply. Suddenly a ball drops to her lap. On her lap.
もしかして俺らに混ざりたいのか、あんた。
Oh, don't, kid. You're gonna get fucked. And the one who threw it is that very same reckless kid from before.
良いのですか？
Oh no. Saber, hold back as you need to. Like, because it's like... It's not even that she would do well from an athletic servant point of view. It's like her whole thing is that she has incredible, like, intuition in battles and that sort of stuff, right? She'd be ridiculously good at it based solely on her ability to sort of see what's coming, right? And being able to act on that, right?
やめとけよ、ゲロス。せえな。
Interesting.
外国人じゃん。バカ。今時日本人ばっかりのチームなんかねえよ。そういや、そっか。
Yeah, soccer's probably the most international sport, if simply because of how simple it is. A net and a ball in a grassy plain. Or in any plane, really.
サッカーできんの？
姉ちゃん、何人？フランス、ドイツ？
イングランド、イギリスです。
Oh, the kids all let out.
イギリスってサッカーが国技だろ？日本の相撲みたいにさ。
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's very popular in England.
ちげえよ。国技にしてんのはドイツとかブラジル。
イギリスはあれじゃん。ゲートボールと野球の合いの子みたいなやつ。名前忘れたけど。
What's gate ball? I assume they're talking about... Oh, what was it called? Cricket? Cricket's the one with, like, the paddle, right?
何それゴルフじゃねえの？
ゴルフが国技なのはスコットランド。でも確かサッカーが生まれたのはイギリスだよ。
Do Japanese kids really understand the distinct history and whatnot between the different countries within the United Kingdom?
へえ、お前よく知ってんな。
The boy that called out to save her clicks his tongue.
んだよ、スペインじゃねえのか。はい。
Saber nods, perplexed.
イギリス人だったらサッカーは得意ですよね。
Right. Just like how every Japanese person must be good at, you know, drawing anime, right? What would be the katanas? I guess I said sumo before. Trying to think, like, what would be the equivalent of that sort of stereotype?
いえ、それが一度もやってみたことがないのです。
冗談、めちゃめちゃかぶりつきで見てたし。つうかさ、女はやらねえってこと？
サッカーをですか？いえ。
Oh, she said soccer? Or some... Are they actually saying soccer? And do the Japanese call it soccer? I imagine they would call it football too. Because I always thought of soccer as a very American thing to call it. Saber's looking at the ball in her hands.
ずっと興味はあったのですが、鍛錬に追われる日々で挑戦する機会がありませんでした。けれど、兵たちが興じている様子はよく見かけたものです。
Interesting.
ルールも多少は存じているつもりです。
Are you saying the implication, and I'm just gonna go ahead and look this up real quick. Well, so basically the idea that kicking around a ball and having a net and goal and whatnot aren't exactly that complicated of a premise. So apparently, according to the internet, records of a soccer-like activity trace back all the way to ancient China, Greece, Rome, and parts of Central America, etc., etc. So it's not exactly an original concept either. But so at least it sounds like that could be within her time frame that people were still doing stuff like, or were actively doing stuff like that, and probably were to an extent. But it sounds like it didn't become more of an official sport with like set rules and stuff like that until the 1800s. So the proper sporting aspect of it probably didn't really exist for quite a bit of time until sporting stuff actually became like a realistic thing in the world, which is honestly a relatively modern innovation.
このボールを味方同士で受け渡ししながら、あの敵陣を示すゴールへ届ければ良いのでしょ？
そうだけど、なの誰でも知ってるって。
Just consider her a beginner.
兵とか鍛錬とか、姉ちゃん何者？軍人？
まあ、そのようなものです。
あ、自衛隊の事務員さん？
That's like special defense force or something like that?
自衛隊？
なんだよ、期待してみたら初心者かよ。足手まといが増えちまうな、ゲロス。
だからせえよ。
Before long, I see them choose a representative from each team, and with rock, paper, scissors, decide which team is going to take the foreign player on. Soon, Saber goes out to the field surrounded by the little kids. Woo! Well, that's a relief. Should there have been trouble, I was already ready to force my way through the crowd of children, but it ended up working out. She's also significantly larger than all of them. Continuing where I left off, with the chopsticks, I resume my meal. A mischievous thought crosses my mind, and I slide over to a nearby tree, hiding myself in the shade.
行ったぜ、姉ちゃん。
姉ちゃんではありません。セイバーです。
As she's protesting, her intent gaze is following the ball that was sent high up in front of her. I wonder if they're still actively trying to hide their names. Because the war is over, but do they still see it as a significant threat to them? I mean, even Lancer was just like, here, I'll just tell you my entire history. It's not like they don't know each other's identities too by this point because of their special abilities and whatnot, yeah? I don't know, just the idea of her going by Saber instead of her normal name at this point seems odd at the very least.
罠ですか。体で止めんだよ。なるほど。
The awkward game continues for a while. No matter how short she is, she still looks out of place playing alongside kids. But Saber herself pays no notice, her face shining brightly. Even the kids, feeling the joy, soon stop going easy on her and begin the real match. That's when it really becomes a sight worth watching. Right before my eyes, she starts to get used to handling the ball by mimicking the kids' movements. In the span of a few minutes, her movements change completely. Even as the ball goes outside the field, she casually brings it back into the game. And even the opposing team can no longer just kick the ball towards the safety zone. Their passes are becoming more cautious. Speaking of which, the soccer club member kid that I noticed a while back, as expected, Saber's chasing him, but he manages to keep her at bay with feints. Suddenly slowing down, he kicks the ball in a direction entirely different from where he's looking, tricking Saber hilariously. That's not happening a second time. While pretending to go for a long-range kick, he passes the ball to a nearby teammate instead. Seeing through the maneuver, she quickly catches up. Finally, the ball is hers. Unfortunately, her 4 teammates are still behind her. She's all alone right in the middle of the enemy field. As if unsure of what to do next, she looks back. The response comes back as a mix of high-spirited voices.
ガラキ、突っ込め
Saber's face suddenly becomes serious.
はい。
The opposing team had gone on offense too deeply, and looks like they're now shorthanded. The defender, also the goalkeeper, hurries back to the net. Also the goalkeeper. Well, that seems like a risky move. Gliding along the grass, she dribbles towards the goal. She's now facing the goalkeeper, 1-on-1. A straight shot, without a trace of hesitation. Deeply intimidated, the keeper cowers in fear. Grazing the top of his head, the ball flies up, hits the top bar, rebounds, and soars high up into the sky. Grazing the top... like, you're cowering in fear, and it still hits your head. As if to silence the disappointment, out comes the energetic boy's cry.
まだだ、押し込め。もちろんです。
Looking up, the ball that has already become but a black dot in the sky is now being pushed back by the headwind. Aiming for the landing spot, Saber dashes back. In a real game, a ball that has crossed the line in the air would be an out. Is it? But this place has its own rules. In other words, the ball's still in play.
させねえって。
Struggling to regain the lead, the opposing team comes running back and surrounds her. Using her torso and knees as a spring, Saber leaps up in the air easily over a man's height and grabs the falling ball. Broke the rules. Her shirt floats in the air as she lands. In front of the dumbfounded kid, Saber throws the ball. Oh no. They see below her shirt. Behind the petrified goalkeeper, the net is shaking. A goal? Sort of.
どうです。
Yeah, that's against the rules, isn't it? Striking a triumphant blow, she turns to face the kids only to be met with blank stares. So I don't know, did they see below her shirt? Because they talked about it floating. Or are they just dumbfounded by her not, like, her using her hands?
いやいや。あ、
She hurriedly tucks her now messy shirt into her pants.
見えましたか。ジーンズが少し緩くて。
そうじゃねえって。
見るかよバカ。
俺見えた。
Joining in with the kids' reddened cheeks, the palm of my hand meets my face.
ふざけんなっての姉ちゃん。手使ったらフットボールじゃん。え、 だからフットボールなのでは？
That's funny. Oh boy, just Japan? I gotta look this up. I'm curious now. Interesting. So I looked it up, and apparently the term soccer is a lot more widespread than I ever gave it credit for. They don't... Yeah, that's interesting. Apparently in Japan, while they call it football and like the official name of like the league, people typically refer to it as soccer. Or some variant of soccer. Like Saka or something like that. I think that's basically what Saber was saying. I don't know why I was blanking on that. What Saber was saying before when she said Saka rather than soccer.
ラグビーと間違えてんじゃね？
ラグビー？
She questions with a blank face. Okay, we need to get you like playing ice hockey, Saber. I so want to see you try ice hockey. That'd be fantastic.
皆さんが口にしているサッカーとは、つまりフットボールのことでしょ？手を使ってはいけないのですか？
ダメに決まってんじゃん。
それハンドファールだよ。
おお。ですが、テレビではボールを投げる場面も。
Was it an anime?
腕を使っていいのはキーパーだけ。キーパーはあいつだからって最初に言った。
Oh, I guess. Yeah.
そう、俺。
Once again, the boy playing as a goalkeeper raises his hand.
おお、そういう意味だったとは。これは私の失点でした。以後はよく気をつけます。
Raising her dropped head back up, Saber folds her arms deep in thought.
日本のサッカーのルールはシンプルでいながら複雑です。何でもありってこと？
Well, no, that's not right. I assume she's referring to back when she was around and there weren't actually any rules or something like that.
ええ、ボールを蹴るのは距離を稼ぐのに手っ取り早いからです。ゴール直前はいつもボールを脇に抱えて奪い合い、殴り合いながら突進していったものです。
殴るのも超ファール。
退場。
では、壁や木でボールを跳ね返したりも？やはり
グラウンドに木なんか生えてねえよ。
野原よりむしろ街中の試合の方が多かったのですが。
街って？
本当にイギリス人か？
そう言われるとあまり自信が。
Well, yeah, in the Age of Kings, what Saber had watched must have been a predecessor to what is known as soccer today. But then it's Saber we're talking about. The form might be a little different, but anything that involves moving your body around, she'll get used to in no time. She'll just need to know the damn rules. But that's not what worries me.
つまり足さばきが最も重要なのですね。
The kids exchange semi-amazed glances.
ヘディングとかもあるけど、あんた女だし。
女があんなシュート打つか？
では次は本気で蹴ります。
まだ本気じゃねえの？
あれは人にぶつかりそうだったので手加減をしたのです。
The kids have suspicion all over their faces. Pushing Saber outside their circle, they put their heads together and start whispering. And as usual, the energetic boy's voice.
マジかよ。絶対やんねえ。
Yeah, right. It's always my fault. Oh, they regretting letting her join. And other noises. What a lively fellow. And soon they break up and turn to face Saber once again.
じゃあ姉ちゃんさ、もう一回最初から勝負。どうよ？
勝負ですね。良いでしょう。受けて立ちます。私も失態続きでは収まりがつきませんし、何より夕食が美味しくありません。皆さんもまだまだ視力を出し尽くしてはいないと感じておりました。
Here we go. Saber's unique trait. And her weakest point, her inability to accept defeat. The kids' faces turn pale. Even if she's the beginning, they realize who they're dealing with. As can only be expected of the king of all beasts, no matter if the opponents are a bunch of little kids, asking her to take it easy is pointless. Yeah, that's part of the thing I was fearing. And thus starts the rock, paper, scissors game to separate the living from the dead. After a series of shouts have finished resounding throughout the playground, the teams are decided. As the two groups separated, Saber seems confused.
先ほどとは人数が違いますね。向こうは5人、こちらは私を含めて4人ですか？ハンデですよ。
あんたが2人分だってば姉ちゃん。だから5対5でいいの。
ちげえよ。ゲロスはいてもいなくても同じじゃん。
せやな。
He does look a bit like Emiya, doesn't he? Before starting the match, they've picked someone to go buy some drinks and are now giving him the request. Aside, the conversation with Saber continues.
そうは言っても、私は初心者なのですが。でもゲロス、あなたが同じチームで。
ゲロスって言うな！
Caught off guard by the remarkably loud scream echoing throughout the playground, the kid goes quiet for a moment. However, the silence doesn't last long and is now being replaced by a debate about drink brands.
ゴーラ。
モテね！もう一人来いよ！
Nope, don't want to hear all that. That is way too long and way too pointless, just skimming that quickly. Okay, I don't know when exactly this is going to end. It seems like it's still going on, and I don't normally cut these in the middle of one of these, but, yeah. Next time, on Fate Hollow Atraxia, will Saber be defeated or something else? Probably something else. See y'all next time. Drive safely, everyone.